So as we honor these exceptional individuals tonight, let us remember that they are not just employees, that they truly are the heartbeat of our schools. Their passion, their kindness, their hard work and dedication, it really is what goes into creating an environment to make sure that our students are known, safe, challenged, and empowered. So we are so excited to honor you tonight. So we're going to get to it and start recognizing our individuals. So I'm going to give you a little bit of introduction to our supervisors and our principals who will be speaking about our employees tonight. I know you see the order in front of you. We're not going to call you up, so we're going to ask you just to kind of be ready when it's your turn to come up. As you're called up, we're going to ask you to stand here in front of the backdrop as we talk about you so that you can get your picture made and Tom can make your picture. And then after that's over with, we'll ask you to walk over here to the side where our board members will present you with your award. So that will be our order tonight. So I get to kick it off, so we're going to go ahead and start, those of you that are the first part of the agenda. And I am so privileged tonight to start off by recognizing our Principal of the Year, Miss Quindina Bell. So Miss Bell, Miss Bell serves as the principal of Hobgood Elementary and has been there since 2019 as the principal. Prior to that, she served as the assistant principal as well as the academic coach. However, if you go back even further, what I love is that Miss Bell actually was a student at Hobgood and got to walk the halls there as a student. And I can tell you a lot of excellent things about Miss Bell. Truly one of my favorite people in the world for what she does and her attitude day in and day out for this really hard work that we do. But I always want to reach out to those that know her best, so I asked some of her employees to tell me. I said, why are you not surprised at all that the fellow principals and leadership of this district selected Miss Bell as Principal of the Year? And this is what they said. One told me that Miss Bell's steadfast leadership and true commitment to Hobgood and the community is second to none. Her selfless nature exemplifies leadership and pushes students to go beyond the status quo. Another told me that Miss Bell is not just a principal, but she is the heart and soul of the school community. Her unwavering dedication to both academic excellence and the well-being of every student and teacher is truly inspiring. With her warm smile and genuine care, she creates an environment where students feel valued and supported. Miss Bell's leadership is marked by her approachability, wisdom, and tireless efforts to foster a culture of inclusivity and growth. Another added, the incredible influence of Miss Bell at Hobgood can be seen in every classroom, in every hallway, and on every child's face. She builds you up for success and empowers you to be your best you. We are so blessed to have her as a principal. And finally, one summed it up a perfect way. He said, Nina Bell is the perfect balance of a supportive principal, a distinguished educator, and a caring friend. We are so proud of you. Thank you so much for what you're doing tonight. I will turn it over to Ms. Arnett.
Good evening. I'm just so excited to introduce Dr. Kathy Presnell as the 23-24 Supervisor of the Year. Just a little bit about Kathy. Prior to coming to Murfreesboro City Schools, Dr. Presnell taught 3rd grade in Chester County Schools. During her tenure at Westchester Elementary, she received the district honor of being selected as the 2016 Tennessee Teacher of the Year for the state of Tennessee. From there, she went to work with the Department of Education. Because of Kathy's strong love of literacy and desire to work closer with teachers and students, she made a decision to join the MCS team, and we are so glad that she did. For 2 years, she's at Salem Elementary and is currently serving as our district-wide 3rd through 6th grade reading coordinator. Here's what a principal had to say about Kathy. Dr. Presnell defines excellence. Her ability to stand up for what she believes in, advocate for students, while also building capacity of those around her is unmatched. Her passion is contagious, and we are all better leaders because of her. Dr. Presnell's willingness to share her expertise and celebrate our successes along the way contributes to MCS being the best of the best. An academic coach told me that Kathy is such a great instructional leader who is very intentional about keeping teachers and students at the heart of everything she does. She holds a wealth of knowledge and helps us become better educators by deepening our understanding of materials, pedagogy, and research behind strong instructional practices. I always walk away a better educator because of her. And for me personally, I learn something from Kathy every day, and I can't imagine doing this work without her. She has pushed me to be a better leader, and I can confidently say that Murfreesboro City Schools are much better today because of the work of Dr. Kathy Presnell. Congratulations on being selected supervisor.
Talk about your smile. Good evening, I'm Daniel Owens. I'm the Director of Finance. I am truly honored to be here to recognize Ms. Kim Fisher, Central Office Support Staff of the Year. This award is a recognition of dedication and commitment to Murfreesboro City Schools. During my brief time, the individual here in front of us has consistently proven her work ethic and foundational knowledge of the organization that she holds dearly. She keeps us organized and always has a warm smile on her face. Her enthusiasm is hard to describe because she brings so much energy to everything she does. But it is the key ingredient to our success in our department, for myself, and for the bookkeepers within the district. During her 15 years, she's achieved many goals, but her best achievement is helping others. This can be seen during her time with John Pitter as a bookkeeper, or now as in the finance secretary and internal auditor of the school system. In her current role, she is advocating daily for the success of bookkeepers. I know a few of you are here and y'all would agree. And she continues to communicate and review their financial paperwork to make sure they are providing sound documentation for the principals. In the finance department, she provides pivotal advice and guidance and structure to our daily needs. And it is an absolute honor to recognize Kim Fisher. Transportation coming slow, I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, I would.
Slow and steady.
All right. I'm Brian Rome. I'm the transportation supervisor, and right here, this gentleman is Mr. Kenneth Ship. He started in 2018, and he started out at Salem and Black Fox. But this gentleman right here, there's so much to say about him. You know, you meet certain people in this world, and it's just those ones that just rise above the rest. He has complete control and respect from his parents and his children on the bus. There's never any, and I mean this, there's never any issues on this bus. He handles everything. Everybody loves and respects him, and he very, very rarely misses. And when he does, the kids are like, they're so happy to see him when he's back. The assistants that have worked with him they just adore him. I just don't know what else to say about this man. He never complains. Anything you ask of him, it's no problem. He just steps in and says whatever needs to be done. like Salem zone has grown and gotten so big as for his children. When he first started out, he only had to, we have this little bus driving shortage thing going on, but when we first started out, he only had to do one load from Salem. The same neighborhood that he's driving right now, when he started, had like 70, 80 kids. The same neighborhood, the same streets he's driving now is like 150, so he's got to do 2 loads. Never complains, does it on time every day, drops them off, moves on, not a problem. Gets to his next school on time. Like I said, I don't know what else to say about this gentleman. Anybody that does know him knows what kind of job he does, day in, day out. Like I said, he's a rock star. Thank you very much. Next. Y'all are making fun of transportation.
My apologies, I thought maintenance was more. I'm so excited to be here with you guys tonight. I get the very special honor of announcing our Extended School Program Site Director of the Year. And this year, very deservingly so, that award goes to Miss Cindy Haynes. Cindy has been with our district for 26 years, with the majority of those years being with ESP. And she has been awarded Site Director of the Year 3 times now. Cindy probably doesn't remember this, but when I first came to the district and was hired at scale, she was the very first person I met at the central office, doing all that fun paperwork, going through all the HR stuff. And I remember sitting there with her and thinking, this is the most positive person I have ever met. And I walked out of there thinking, if everyone in this district is as nice as her, then this is absolutely the place to be. And if you ever spent any time with her, I know you feel the exact same way. She uplifts her staff, she encourages her students, and she loves on her families. A few things about Miss Cindy that her peers have said. Another site director said, Cindy Haynes is a tremendous leader who always goes above and beyond to advocate for her ESP students. She is one of the kindest people you'll ever meet and greets everyone with a huge smile. And one of her staff said, it has truly been a blessing working with Miss Haynes. Working under her leadership has shaped me in many ways. She demonstrates the utmost patience and strength every single day. She is resilient, and I love that word for her. Congratulations, Ms. Haynes.
Good evening, everyone. I do have the privilege and honor to introduce the School Resource Officer of the Year, Austin Reed. Let's give him a hand. I am blessed to have Austin Reed as my School Resource Officer. I wrote notes down. I probably don't need them. I have them just in case. Officer Reed has an important job, right? Like in today's day and age, the school resource officer may be the most important position we have because they're keeping us safe. And that's a heavy load for any police officer, and I know he takes it serious, and I appreciate that. But this man loves the kids at our school. And he's able to balance keeping, and I see if you've ever been in Mitchell Nelson, you're shaking your head. He's able to keep the balance of safety and loving on kids. I always tell people, if you need to find Officer Reed and you can't find him, he's not in his office or up front, he's going to be in a classroom working with students. My first time I met him, he doesn't remember this, I was walking down the hall, I think somebody was giving me a tour of my future school, and some dude was on the ground playing with kids in a police officer's uniform as this guy, because that's just who he is. Over the year, in some ways I kind of see you as my brother, like little brother, right? And I'll just say, if he was my brother, I'd be proud to have him because he is amazing, he's phenomenal, and he is the exact example of what a school resource officer should be. So thank you, Austin Reed.
of introducing our Black Fox Teachers of the Year and Support Staff of the Year. We're going to start with Miss Francesca Graffio in the middle. She is one of our Teachers of the Year, and if you know Miss Graffio, you love Miss Graffio. She is the kind of teacher that we all want our kids to get to experience. We met Miss Graffio at a job fair a few years ago, and I kept wanting to change the words, but the words are everybody fell in love with her, and our whole team was just like, we've got to have her at Black Fox, and she definitely needs to be a chief. Since her time at Black Fox, she's just been shown us that she is truly an exemplary teacher. Above being a great teacher, she's also just kind. When I think about one of her greatest qualities, it is her heart and it is her positivity. We talk about marigolds at Black Fox, and she is a true marigold. And I could go on and on about the great teacher she is, but she is just so uplifting to all of us, and we are just so blessed to have her as part of our community and to have her in this profession. Miss Kim Garrett, our amazing art teacher. If you've ever been at Black Fox and walked the halls, I like pretty hallways. Not only is she a talented teacher, but she does make our hallways, she makes us just be proud. It's a great place to walk through and to see the students work throughout the hall. I asked a peer to share something special about Miss Garrett, and their words were so good that I didn't really need to write any. So I'm going to share what her peers say. When I think about Kim, the first thing that comes to mind is just how much of an expert she is in her field. She's an incredibly talented artist and pours her passion for art into her role as a teacher. She has a gift of being able to cultivate creativity in her students. When I walk through our hallways, the school feels like a happier place because of all her students and artwork that is on display. She is extremely professional, hardworking, and a great team leader. And one of my favorite words, she's awesome. Not saying it though, Yanisha, not chanting it. Lastly, we have Miss Joyce Lawrence, and Miss Lawrence is very special to me. She's been with me. We work after the teachers go home, we come back together. She's been at Black Fox for 24 years. She started out at Black Fox as an MDA. She went in, I'm told, for an EA position to interview for that, and she left as the bookkeeper. So she left as the bookkeeper, and I'm so thankful that she was there. We've learned a lot together. She's taught me a lot. You learn a lot as an assistant principal, but you don't always learn a lot about the school finances. So everything I've learned, Miss Lawrence has been right there with me. She's the first one there. She's taught me how to make coffee this year. So I can do that if I need to. She just keeps us straight. And one of the best things I love about Miss Lawrence is, I have big dreams and I have big visions for Black Fox, and she always supports me. She might look at me funny, but no matter how big or how difficult it seems, we always find a way to do that together, and I'm just so thankful for all of these ladies. We are missing our EA of the Year, and we have Miss Duan Mala Von Fopti, and she is our EA of the Year, and she, along with these ladies, are what make Black Fox a great place to be. Congratulations.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jeremy Lewis. I'm the proud principal of Bradley Academy. I have the honor of recognizing our Teachers of the Year. First, I'm going to go ahead and start with Miss Jenny Urban. Miss Urban has been at Bradley Academy for 5 years now. She is a kindergarten teacher. One thing that I think of when I go into Miss Urban's class, or when I think of her as a teacher, is high expectations. When you go into her kindergarten classroom, there are high expectations evident everywhere throughout, and right into September, it is very obvious. She gets them in line in August when they come in, and in September, we have a classroom full of 5- and 6-year-olds speaking in full sentences, complete sentences. If they try to answer a question that is not in a complete sentence, those high expectations kick in, and they self-correct themselves, and they are moving and grooving pretty quickly. Another thing that I think of about when I think about Miss Urban is her just passion for what she does and her excitement for what she does. She is on fire when she comes in. She's a late worker. She stays and she gets the job done. I will do a little shout out about another role that these two women play in a minute. They did win a big award in the district. Not quite as big as this award, but I will mention that later. I am now going to go ahead and recognize Miss Mary Beth Young. Miss Mary Beth Young has been at Bradley now for 6 years. She serves as one of our interventionists. One thing that I think about when I think about Miss Young is her just deep knowledge of data and how she uses data to help students grow, to help them progress toward their goals. And another thing about Miss Young is that she truly has a servant's heart. She's a great cheerleader and support for our students, and she's also a tremendous advocate for her fellow teachers as well. And now the big reveal. If you participated in the MCS Walking Challenge in the group side, not the individual side, you might have heard of this name. It strikes fear. This name strikes fear among other groups. They were called the Blister Sisters. And if you got the weekly updates, yes, now you're putting names and you're putting faces to names. These are two Blister Sisters out of the 5. And as they will say, they won by a lot. I'm joking. They won by a lot. They won it. They won the group award. But no, I kid. These are amazing educators here, and Bradley Academy is a better place because of Miss Urban and Miss Young. Real quick before we clap it up for them, Miss Florence Smith was selected as our support member of the year, and anyone who knows Miss Smith knows that she is more than deserving. But she's not with us tonight. But let's go ahead and clap it up and recognize Miss Jenny Urban and Miss Hannah.
It would seem as if we planned this. We're all in floral. All right. I first just want to start with our 3rd grade teacher, Shay Miga. Shay Miga is a powerful, quiet force, but she is a powerful force. She's our 3rd grade team leader. She's also a mentor to several of our teachers, and Miss Miga's love language is data. So, sorry. Her love language is data, and she speaks it well. But as a team leader and mentor, she has helped develop some of our newest leaders at CLA. She helps new and seasoned teachers stretch their thinking, not only through the data, but through their instruction. And not only does she help the adults in the building as they develop leadership skills, she helps the students. She believes in all of her students, and she won't let anything stand in the way of success. Also, Ms. Miga takes initiative. When she sees a need, she will come and she will have a solution. One thing at the beginning of the year on Dojo, the events, she said, hey, I figured out how to put all of the events on Dojo. Can I do that? Yes, you may do that, Ms. Miga. And we are so thankful that she does that because we have a lot of events and our families really follow that closely. So thank you for always taking the initiative. Lastly, today we were short-staffed in the cafeteria, and there she was offering to miss her lunch to be able to monitor the students. She just goes above and beyond every day and to meet the needs of students and staff, and we are so thankful to call her our Teacher of the Year. Next, we have Ms. Dina Mosen. She is an ELL teacher at Case-and-Land Academy. And we are thankful to have such a growing, diverse population in Murfreesboro City Schools, and especially at Case-and-Lane. We are especially thankful to have Ms. Mosen to help support students as they do acclimate to new environments and language. My first year at Case-and-Lane Academy, I can recall a child that was tightly wound around his mother's leg, and he was not moving. He was in the hall. This was pre-COVID. And we were like, I don't know what we're going to do. We can't unwind him. And there she comes out of nowhere, like that little angel that she is. And the mom was so anxious. She came forward and she began to speak in his language. And so the fear went away from his eyes. And from that day forward, Miss Mosen helped walk him down to class. So that brings tears to my eyes a little bit, because knowing as a mom, you want your child to be happy, and to hear his language, he recognized that he was safe and he was in a good place. He's now in 5th grade and has zero problem coming into the building, by the way. I have to go down there and talk to him sometimes, like, stop talking. But anyway, Ms. Mosen has had that effect on so many of our children, regardless of the language that they speak. She provides teachers with the tools necessary for students to immerse themselves in a new language and environment while honoring and acknowledging their individuality. And we are so thankful for all she does at Cason Lane, and we are honored that she is our Teacher of the Year. It is also her birthday today. So happy birthday. What a great way to spend it, right? All right, Miss Shiva Cantrell. Miss Shiva Cantrell has been at Cason Lane Academy since the beginning. We say the beginning. We're about to celebrate 30 years, and I believe she was out for about 4 of those years maybe to raise her children. Her boys, these young men over here, went to Cason Lane Academy, kindergarten up, so we're so thankful to have them here too. But anyway, she has been there since the beginning. She is the heart of Cason Lane Academy. She knows that heartbeat of the school too, and if she feels it tapping a way that needs to be addressed, she will come and say, hey, let's talk about this. And so that you need that person. You have to have that person. Also, she can create a lunch schedule and coverage that I won't even touch. I used to try to do that, and then she was like, hey, can I make a... Yes, you can. This is yours. This is your baby. But I had to, the other day when we were out early for dismissal, I was like, what would Shiva do for lunch on this day? And so luckily we had a faculty meeting that morning and she could help us with that. She's also a child whisperer. Sometimes we will try all of the strategies and tricks with a student that might be having a struggle, and then along comes Shiva and she puts out her hand and off they go. And we're like, okay, why did we spend all this time? But recently we did have a new student who was really struggling and pretty much with everything, not recognizing letters, anything. And so she had him in her small group, and I was kind of listening in, like, what are they doing? What are they doing? And she had him as the encourager. And that's all he was doing. He was like, yes, way to go. You're doing such a great job. You're doing such a great job. And I thought, that's Shiva. She just taught him her skill. And that's who she is. She's our encourager. She's just that person that roots us on. So we are so fortunate and lucky to have Miss Shiva Cantrell as our EA of the Year. So thank you.
Stand out here where you can see us. My name is Robin Newell, and I am blessed to be the principal at Cason Lane Pre-K, or as one of my babies calls it, Cason Lane Pretty K. And I'm also the administrator for Pre-K in the district. And our inaugural Teacher of the Year is Lydia Alexander. Now, before they get to all of the rest of you fabulous Teachers of the Year, they start in Pre-K. Miss Alexander gets those babies when they turn 3. So there are children who have special needs. So from children with communication issues or children who are very involved in wheelchairs can start on their 3rd birthday. So those mamas who are so want the best for their children, but also are a little afraid to give them up to the school system, trust Lydia to take care of their children. And by the afternoon of the 2nd day, they think that's the best decision they've ever made. So not only is she taking care of our most fragile 3-year-olds, she also has some precocious 4-year-olds who can count to a zillion. And I'm not exaggerating, we've got some kids that can count to a zillion. She is the PLC leader for the integrated pre-K throughout our district, and then she helps everyone in our building when children are what we call flipping their lids. No matter how, she might vent about it later, but during the time she never raises her voice, she never gets upset. She's always calm, and I hear all day long, backpack, 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 consistent with what she wants them to do so that they follow the rules. And she does a fabulous job, and we're excited to have her move from her previous school and help open a new building, and she does a fabulous job, and we love her for it. And our support staff of the year is Mariana Ibrahim. She couldn't be here tonight, or her little boy broke his arm, so we want to shout out to her too as well. So, Casey Lane, Pretty K.
All right, good evening. My name is Caitlin Bullard. I'm the principal of Discovery School, and so honored to be here with our 3 teachers and staff of the year. I'll start with Miss Rachel Cairo. Rachel Cairo and I have worked together for several years across a couple of different schools now. And I'll tell you, I can't remember what I had for breakfast this morning, but I distinctly remember the first day that I observed Miss Cairo's class. She was teaching 2nd grade, and we had just gotten a brand new curriculum, and the magic that was happening in that classroom with that group of 2nd graders sitting on the floor with language dice, which I had never even heard of until that day, just set the tone for everything that I've seen in her classroom over the past 5 years. She is a phenomenal educator. She is constantly holding her students to high expectations, but also herself. When we went to Land Between the Lakes last semester, I could tell which was her bunk because it had Teach Like a Champion on it for bedtime reading. So she's constantly pushing herself to grow, even as she's welcomed a brand new member of her family recently. And it just shows in everything that she does. Her students and her parents absolutely adore her. Her recent baby shower looked better than my wedding shower did that they put on for her. But she's just such a light for our school, for our students, and for our staff. And our second teacher of the year is Miss Mary Dobbs. She teaches 4th grade math, and she is also a phenomenal educator who has such high expectations for her students. She's on our leadership team, and we've been working really hard at Discovery to identify our core values for this year. And one thing that I've heard her reiterate over and over, is just the importance of persevering and pushing through difficult challenges, and I think she absolutely exemplifies that, and she exemplifies what it means to teach our students not just the content, but to be better humans for the rest of their lives. I've had parents directly reach out to me and tell me that Miss Dobbs is the reason that their students look forward to coming to school in the morning. And you can see that when you walk down the hall in the mornings when she's greeting her students, the absolute light and energy that she puts out really makes students' days. So we are so honored to have her as one of our teachers of the year as well. And our staff member of the year this year is Mallory Eaton, and Miss Eaton joined us this year as our first year academic coach. And I knew from the first second that I met her in the interview that she is such a special educator and human being. Her growth mindset and how she's come into this new role. It is no small feat to take on learning 7 new grade levels and 4 curriculums in each grade level, but she has absolutely been able to dive into it, and I couldn't have dreamed up anyone better to take that role. When the staff selected her this year as our staff member of the year, I asked them to provide us some comments about Miss Eaton, and I knew that I was going to get some really good feedback. She's a great PLC leader and she's so dependable, but I had 6 pages of comments from the faculty and staff that I had to hand her and said, you have to read this, because the relationships that she has built this year have changed educators' trajectories, and we are just so very proud of the work that she has done for us, and honored to have these 3 ladies representing Discovery School.
Well, good evening. I am Emily Spencer. I am the principal at Ernest Siegel, and it is my privilege to get to tell you about these 2 fabulous ladies that are sitting up here with me. First, we have Katie Harris. She is our upper grade teacher of the year, and if I could sum up Katie in a few words, I would say she is the science guru. She knows all things STEM, and she is so passionate about sharing that with our entire school that it will blow your mind. She goes after grants, And when she goes out for those grants, I want you to know she does not just apply for her classroom. She does not just apply for her grade level. She writes grants for our entire school so that every student has the opportunity to be part of that learning. And every student has that STEM brought down to their level. As a matter of fact, as you all know, we're having the eclipse on Monday, and we spent some time this morning wrestling with a planetarium that Katie was awarded through a grant, and it takes up half of Irma Siegel's gym. It is absolutely fabulous. Katie also leads our STEAM team, and she is passionate about writing plans and unit plans and gathering resources for her team and for the STEAM team. So we are so thankful that she's with us at Irma Siegel. Katie, yours. Our other teacher of the year, Miss Jessica Galagani, she's unable to be here tonight, but she is our art fairy. Honestly, you look at our halls, and she is a fairy. She just goes around sprinkling happiness everywhere. I wish that she were here just so all of you would have the opportunity to meet her. But Jessica Galagani. And lastly is Miss Amy Cooper. She is our educational superstar of the year. And I'll just tell you that everybody needs an Amy Cooper in their life. She is a positive force. You will never see her walk down the hall where she is not smiling, where she is not stopping to help whoever needs help, where she is not saying a kind word as a child walks by. She literally will jump in and help with any and all things. She serves in our CDC classroom, and it is our most fragile room. It is our kindergarten and first grade students. And they can be a little spirited in there. And Miss Amy just never gives up. She helps them find their center and their peace. She supports them in seeing what they can do and not what they can't do. She is one special lady. She works, like I said, in that CDC room, and so it's with a team. And I did ask for that team to give me a statement about Miss Amy, so I'm going to read that. Amy's dedication to her role and to the children is evident in all that she does. She has an open spirit that makes room for each child she comes in contact with as she seeks to find how to best support each one. She is a joy to work with and is steadfast, in all that she does. Quick to learn, to offer encouragement, and to see the possibilities in everyone. She's an asset to our special education classroom. So, thank you, Ms. Amy.
All right, good evening. I'm Camila Bell, the principal of Hopkins Elementary School, and I want to share a little information about these young ladies. This teacher makes students and teachers feel valued. She ensures every decision is child-centered. She has affectionately been nicknamed Mrs. Frizzle. She's willing to do whatever it takes to promote the success of others academically and professionally. You never know what adventure the students will experience during a day of instruction with Mrs. Hill. She develops our drum team, robotics team, and math competition team that competed today at Hopgood. She's not afraid to take risks, and the fact that she is willing to fail is an inspiration. If she comes to you with a problem, you can guarantee she has a methodological solution. For 5 years, Ms. Neal has changed the lives of every child that's entered her classroom. She inspires students throughout the school and is always eager for new knowledge. I'm grateful to have first-class seat on the journey of greatness. I realize no one entered education looking for something easy. However, I can truly say working with educators like Ms. Neal makes my job easier and rewarding. It's an honor to announce Mrs. Neal as one of our teachers of the year. Next, the teacher has been teaching for 8 years. It's amazing to watch what she is able to get her students to do daily. She challenges them to meet their greatest potential. She possesses the same excitement and enthusiasm as she did the very first day of teaching. She's a strong leader and aims to build capacity in our school and throughout the district. Her dedication is undeniable. She continues to lead our STEAM team, drone team, and robotics team while completing her master's in leadership. She realizes that leadership is more about actions and not the position. An American historian, Henry Adams, once said that a teacher affects eternity because you never know where a teacher's influence will stop. Mrs. Curtis' influence will impact generations. I believe with all my heart. And with all my heart, I would like to thank Mrs. Curtis for quietly devoting her life to inspire our children every day. I am proud to announce Mrs. Curtis as one of our popular teachers of the year. And lastly, as I think of this sweet lady, I think of the word discipline. My definition of discipline is the ability to do what you don't want to do, but ensure it gets done, whether you like it or not. I must say, if she didn't like it, we would never know it. She understands the importance of accuracy and efficiency. Educational assistants often live in a world of flexibility. For example, in a week, they may be asked to work with small groups, be a a substitute teacher, cafeteria duty, the list just goes on, whatever we ask them to do. One-on-one working with students. She has filled gaps and exuded kindness in everything she does. She truly supports teachers and students. One of our mottos at Hopgood is work hard and be kind. Trust me, she does that daily. You are seen and you are valued, and it's an honor to have you at Hopgood Elementary School.
Good evening, everyone. It is my absolute pleasure to stand before you this evening and introduce to you some wonderful individuals whose dedication to the art of teaching has not only enriched the lives of those of us at John Pittard, but for the Murfreesboro City School District. So tonight, as we gather in excellence, it is with great pride that I introduce our Educational Assistant and Teachers of the Year, Ms. Kay Barnes. She is an educational assistant who is always there for everyone. She will do whatever is needed with a smile and with a loving response, whatever you need. Ms. Beats shared with me that she is so kind, she is hardworking, and she truly enjoys working with the students. She said, "You're also funny." She did say that. She said, "You guys do it a lot." We love you. We thank you for all that you do. You are so deserving. She's very shy, everyone. And so she did not want to do this. So I appreciate you coming up here and letting me talk about you. Mr. Brent Estes. He is the kindergarten teacher with it all. The students love him, and he loves them. His infectious smile brightens up our hallways at John Pittard. When he received this honor, everyone was so happy because we knew how much you deserved this. When I asked students to share some things, they said, "He loves us. He teaches us about trees. And this one little girl wanted me to make sure I said, you get pencils and erasers. And one more thing, he smells so good. He does. You always know when he's come through the office because it smells great. He is the perfect kindergarten teacher because he's firm but loving. He has high expectations, but he knows when to give the support. We thank you so very much, Mr. Brent Estes. Miss Sasha Burnett is the art teacher of all art teachers. Sorry, everyone else. She is a masterful guide who cultivates creativity, nurtures individual expression, and instills a deep appreciation for the beauty and power of art within her students. She is our Frida Kahlo. Some of the 5th grade students, and I said, what should I say? One little boy said, she is a great woman. She is blessed. And she's the greatest teacher in the district. And he was right. They're able to give so much because their families allow us. So if you are part of their family and love, we thank you so much for being here with us tonight and for giving them to us. These individuals embody the very essence of what the meaning of being a John Pittard Lion is: passion, commitment, and the unwavering belief in the potential of every student. We are blessed to have you. We love you. Thank you so very much.
Well, hey, I'm so excited to come up here for Mitchell Nilsson's Teachers of the Year, Support Staff of the Year. These guys are amazing. And one thing I don't know if you guys know it, but educators hate standing in front of other adults, especially when you're talking about it. So I'm going to drag this on. No, I'm not. I appreciate y'all coming up and standing here, but we have amazing teachers at my school. And I always say to be chosen by your peers is the best of the best. It's probably the greatest privilege you could ever get, so that's big time. I'm going to start with Miss McDonald. Miss McDonald, this lady has become one of my favorite people over the past year. I've only been at Mitchell Nilsson for 1 year now, not even a whole year. And part of it is, I'm not sure if this is why, but she's just not easy to read. And I know that's weird, but I like to try to figure people out. And for like 2 months, I couldn't figure out. I'm thinking, does she even like her new principal? She does, but I wasn't sure. She's just one of those people that's hard to read. But the thing is, there's a lot of things that are easy to see about Miss McDonald. I've learned that anytime you walk into her classroom, it's completely apparent she loves her students. Like, just obvious. When I watch her work with some of the hardest students, she has one of ours who she has completely turned them around. It's just clear that she's a great teacher. One thing I've seen with Miss McDonald is she's willing to do anything we ask. All of y'all are hard workers. You're teachers of the year. She's one of the most dedicated employees I've ever seen. We have all these activities going on. She's always leading them. And I try to tell her, give me some work so you can, not be overwhelmed, and she won't let me do it. That's okay. It's because I can't read it. But she's just a hard worker and dedicated. I believe she wants to ensure that every kid in her class reaches their full potential, and that's all I can ask. Like I said, she's not the easiest person to figure out, but what is easy to see is that you are one of the best teachers I've ever had. So thank you, Miss McDonald. Miss Brown? Hey, I would like to introduce Corey Brown. Corey Brown is our Teacher of the Year. He is a 5th grade superstar. I wish I could have every teacher, board member, student, person, and that's his kids right there, they're excited, I'm sorry, and his own kids come into his classroom because it's a model of what a classroom should look like. Mr. Brown, from the moment you will go into his classroom, he's created a family. Like his kids are part of a family, and you can just feel it. And while it's not always perfect, it's family, and it feels special. Everybody holds Mr. Brown in the utmost of respect. Like the students, the employees, the teachers look up to him. I always find him mentoring somebody without being asked to do it. But when I was thinking about what I wanted to really say about Mr. Brown, this is what came to me. Just the words, he's a good man. Like those are sometimes hard to find, right? And Mr. Brown is a good man. So I want to say this. Dr. Duke loves quotes. I found a quote by a man named A.A. Gill. I don't know who that guy is. But it's a quote about being a good man. I think it's who he is. So, being a good man is not an exam. It's not a qualification. It changes. And it incorporates being a good friend, a good father, a good employee, a good boss, a good neighbor, and a good citizen. That's the definition of Mr. Brown. And so, thanks for being a good man and a better teacher. Thank you. Marvette Webb over here. So, we have two schools. My elementary EA of the year is not here, Summer Bowman. She's great. But our primary EA of the year is here, and this is Marvette Webb. Marvette, this is her first year at our school. And her first year as an EA, she came and she has come in and she's done what I would say jumped both feet in. There is nothing that we ask Marvette to do that she won't do. You walk around and you see her working with students and they love her. When I talk to the teachers about her, the teachers just gush about how appreciative they are about her. She's willing to do what needs to be done. So I'll just say this. Where was that? Miss Marvette is really part of the glue that holds our primary school together. You know, like most EAs, they're so important. So you don't always see what they do, but Marvette, you're the glue in many ways that keeps us going. So thank you for being a rock star. Thank you for being awesome. Give her a hand, Marvette Webb. Can I say something? This last night, okay, I'm sorry. Last night I had a Wendy's cheeseburger, and it's not been great, y'all. And I almost went home early today. I know that's a lot. Sorry, Trey. I almost went home early today, and I was talking to Miss Corteau, and I said, Miss Corteau, I don't know if I can make it today. And she said, if you're not coming, I'm not coming. So I said, you know what? Well, I'm going to make it. So thanks for making me finish today. But Miss Corteau is our support staff of the year, and she's our cafeteria manager. And she has a big job. You know, they often say the way to a heart is through the stomach, right? And she has two schools, so she has a lot of hearts she has to take care of. She has a primary and an elementary. And she does it. Miss Corteau does everything you could ask of a cafeteria manager. But the thing about Miss Corteau is this has not been an easy year for her. And without bringing emotions into it, because I didn't want that, just know this has been a tough year for her. But what I want you to know is through it all, she's shined. Through it all, she's been a model of being a professional, a model of being just a kind-hearted person, a model of being a good mom to her kids. So I don't want to cry, but I want to say thank you for being you, and thank you for rising above and loving our kids. Amanda Corso.
I am Anisha Campbell. I'm the principal at Northfield Elementary, and I'm so excited to introduce our teachers of the year and our educational assistant of the year. We'll start with Miss Clarissa Hand, our educational assistant of the year. I'll start off by saying when I first came to Northfield, Miss Hand was an MDA, so she was only there for 4 hours a day, but it seemed like she was there forever, just because that's who she was. She was a hard worker. So I said Miss Clarissa Hand is our resident coffee maker. Our resident coffee maker with cool shoes and an awesome playlist. She began her career at Northfield as an MBA and is now a full-time assistant. You rarely hear Miss Hand say no to anything that she asks because she simply loves to assist others, and her smile is contagious. Students flock to her in the classroom because they all know that she cares. Other adults in the building say that Clarissa is always willing to help, goes the extra mile to support students. She is so friendly, welcoming to everyone. She's a team player and always positive, and she just loves kids. She's simply the best. When she's not at work, she's enjoying life with her husband, and her 2 boys are finding ways to win competitions among faculty members and staff members. So Miss Clarissa Hand. Miss Barbie Donnell. I will say I've only been here at Northfield for 3 years, but when it was time for me to come to Northfield, I didn't do any recruiting except for one person, that was Miss Barbie Donnell. Miss Barbie Donnell left her job from about living a mile down the road to travel across town to the unknown, so I'm always going to be appreciative of that. But Barbie began her career as an educational assistant, and she takes time to build relationships with her colleagues by always planning fun outings. Anytime that Dr. Duke is in the building, he always likes to go to Miss Donnell's CDC classroom because he says it's always so warm and inviting. She exhibits deep love, care, and devotion to her students and in academics and all areas of student development. She's always willing to help others. She knows her students and their targets, their weaknesses, while celebrating their strengths. When Barbie gets any time off, you'll find her spending time with her daughters, her husband, or her grandson in town. Or you might find her at Disney World between 5 to 10 times per year. This is also Miss Donnell's 2nd time being honored as Teacher of the Year in 2 different districts. All right, now last we have Miss Emily Butler. Emily Butler, she also, this is her 2nd year here at Northfield, and I remember when I was moving to Northfield, she came up to me, she said, I can't give you my best this year, but I promise I'm coming. So a year later, she made her way to Murfreesboro City Schools, and now she's Teacher of the Year. So Ms. Emily Butler is a fierce teacher with a spirit that makes others want to be better. She takes pride in everything she does and always finds ways to make students successful. Even on her worst days, she smiles. She pushes through to make sure her students succeed. Emily is committed to her students and the Northfield community as a whole, says one teacher. She goes above and beyond to create a safe and fun place for students to learn. She's full of joy and passion, and it's obvious that she wants what's best for all students. Ms. Butler exemplifies all the characteristics it takes to be an effective teacher. She's so deserving to represent Northfield as a Teacher of the Year. She has a unique way of cultivating a classroom that any student would love to be a part of, and she has a way to make learning fun. We are blessed to have her at Northfield. When she's not working, she takes pride in spending time with her 2 boys, RJ and Sebastian, and this is also Ms. Butler's 2nd time being honored as a Teacher of the Year in 2 different districts. So congratulations to you.
Hello, I'm Jenny Ortiz, and I am honored to serve as the principal at Overall Creek Elementary. Thank you for being here to celebrate all of these amazing people this evening. I have here with me our 2 Teachers of the Year. First, Miss Elizabeth Owens. She is one of our amazing 1st grade teachers. She is in her 9th year at Overall Creek Elementary, and we are so blessed to have her. She's a natural leader in our building. A mentor, even when not asked to be. She comes, she steps straight in and helps any teacher, either on her grade level or not. She brings a calmness to the room no matter what's going on. She's rational, she's logical, and she brings that calmness. However, don't let her fool you. She means business in the classroom. Her babies come out of 1st grade reading. They rock and roll. It's always work time in her classroom. She always keeps those high expectations, and we love her. We're blessed to have her at Overall Creek. Miss Elizabeth Owens. Next we have Abby Brown. She is one of our 5th grade math and science teachers. Absolutely amazing. I was lucky enough to snag her from NCSU when she graduated. This is her 9th year at, not at Overall Creek, at MCS. She has served both at Bradley and Overall Creek. She's taught 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, and she's amazing at all 3. She is one of our leaders with STEAM. She's helped with our redesignation process, and we are very thankful for that. She helps mentor as well, students from MTSU, but her team as well. So we appreciate all the hard work that Abby does. She keeps those high expectations, and she is well deserving of this honor. Abby Brown. And then our EA of the year, Miss Darlene Popley. She is a new staff member for us, but my goodness, do we love her. She brings the sunshine. She is always smiling, she's always excited, and she loves the attention. She does. But she loves to be around kids, and she loves to spend her time making them smile, getting them excited. Every single morning you can meet her at the front door of Overall Creek, greeting the kids, asking them about their morning, wishing them good luck on their day. And we are so lucky to have her. We would not know what to do without her. She's never said no to anything we ask her to do. She's always willing to step in. She works in our Tier 4 classrooms, but she'll help with anything, and we're so appreciative to have her, Darlene Popley. And our last support staff of the year is Miss Mandy Williams. She's our bookkeeper, and she was not able to make it today, but she is absolutely amazing. We love her.
Make sure everybody can see us. All right, hey, I am Natalie Harmon. I'm the proud principal at Reese Rogers Elementary, and I have the outstanding pleasure to introduce our Teachers of the Year this year. The first one I'm going to talk about is not with us tonight, but many of you do know Miss Tina Bailey, our ELL teacher, and she does deserve something to be said about her, even though she couldn't be here. She's been working for MCS for over 20 years. We're going to say over 20 years for everybody because we don't give our ages away. Okay? She is hardworking, she's tenacious, she displays passion for her students, and when I asked her colleagues to give me some adjectives about her, they said she is very conscientious, she is committed, she's an advocate, she's a professional, she works with Borough International. I mean, she just goes above and beyond. She's a great resource for our teachers, for our ELL students, and really the main thing is what sets her apart from everybody else in earning this honor tonight is that she is the definition of what it means to be an advocate and to support her ELL kids while teaching, and we are so proud of her. So give her a hand even though she's not. The next person I want to talk about is Miss Kathy Brown. She's right here next to me. Miss Brown has taught in Alabama, Texas, Illinois. She moved to Tennessee. She's been in MCS for 2 years, and we are so excited to have her at Reeves Rogers. Over 20 years as well. We're just going to go over 20 years. She got the Best of MCS award this year. She has really done a great job since she's come to Reeves Rogers. She has a passion for STEAM. She makes sure that her kids are learning, and learning takes all the precedence in the world. I promise you, you don't want to interrupt her teaching. That is her time. That is her time alone. If I see her and she's teaching away, I just, hey, how's it going? Keep walking, because I know that her kids are learning and she's working hard. When I asked her colleagues, what adjectives would you say about her that describe her? They said that she is knowledgeable, she's a mentor, she's a coach, she's a leader, and she is the go-to person for modeling a lesson and effective instruction. And what really sets Miss Brown apart from everybody else and what gives you this honor today is she's willing to jump in and do anything and fill a need that you didn't even know you had. So, congratulations, Miss Brown. The next person I want to talk about is right next to Miss Brown, Miss Stacy. Miss Diana Stacy is our bookkeeper at Reeves Rogers. Also has worked for the district 20 years. And she has been at Pittard, she's been at Reeves Rogers, and we are so thankful to have her that I got to snag her up and bring her over as bookkeeper. And when I asked colleagues for adjectives about Miss Stacy, it goes on and on. Kind, sincere, creative, down to earth, understanding, efficient, reliable, consistent. I mean, people were just like, oh, Miss Stacy, I know. I mean, it's just amazing. She's so wonderful to work with. She goes above and beyond to make sure our teachers have what they need. She puts up with a lot in her office. If you've ever been in the office in Reese Rogers, it's tiny, and everybody's in and out of her office all the time, and she just focuses and does what she needs to do. The best thing is she has a kind word for everybody that she comes across. And what sets her apart in earning this award tonight is a quote from somebody at school that said, you know what, she's just a good person. So, congratulations.
Yeah, put it in the middle.
There you go. Perfect.
Okay.
Good evening. It is definitely a great day to be a Salem Saint as we get to celebrate these incredible teachers from Salem Elementary. I am Tia Phillips and I'm the principal at Salem. So I'm going to begin with Beth Wood. Beth is a kindergarten teacher and she's been teaching kindergarten for 23 years. And you will not meet a more knowledgeable, steady, professional presence than Beth. What stands out about Beth is that she has the ability to take our youngest learners at the very beginning of the year, and within days, they are working productively together in a structured environment and soaking up knowledge and learning. You can walk into her classroom and students are engaged, working hard, and you can see the learning happening, and it stays that way all year long. I always wonder where she keeps her magic wand, but I know that it's really Beth's wisdom, experience, calm presence, and the love for the students that makes it happen each day. It's far from easy, but she certainly makes it look that way. She creates one of those classrooms that you just want to be in all day, and that kind of culture is what keeps her former students coming back to her classrooms to share a hug or a win often. As a leader, Beth is one to take in all of the information, ponder, and then push us to think carefully about our next steps before we take them. And her collective leadership has made a real difference in teaching and learning at Salem. Beth isn't one to seek out the spotlight or toot her own horn, so I am thrilled to get this chance to shine a light on her and her work. She makes us all better, and we are so glad that she is a Salem Saint. Next we have Kayla Stevens, and she teaches 5th grade. This is her 5th year. Both ladies have been with us since Salem opened. We give a Rising Star Award at Salem to an up-and-coming teacher, so it's probably no surprise that Kayla was the very first recipient of that award her first year teaching. We saw her talent early, and it's only grown since then. Kayla has the characteristics of all good teachers. She knows her students, and she keeps them at the center of all she does, works hard, deeply knows her content, holds a mindset of continuous improvement, and is a natural leader in her grade level and in our school. What sets her apart, though, and makes her great is that she does it all with a lightness of spirit and a deep love for her students and their learning. It doesn't matter if I'm walking in for a walkthrough or I bring a team of people, she greets everyone at the door with a welcoming smile. She can tell you exactly what she loves about each and every one of her students and what they are capable of, and she holds them to incredibly high standards because she knows that will change their lives. And she brings this level of professionalism to her team and our school, pushing us all to ask hard questions and seek what's truly best for kids. Kayla is a shining example of what it means to be a Salem Saint, and I'm so grateful for both of these ladies. So on behalf of Ms. Brooks, Ms. James, myself, and all of your colleagues, congratulations again, and we are so proud of you.
Good evening. I'm Andrea Oakley, principal at Scales Elementary. I'm very excited to celebrate and recognize our Teachers of the Year for Scales Elementary, Ms. Kelsey Bond and Ms. Jody McGinnis. As teachers, we all hope and want to make some sort of impact. We want to not only impact the present, but we also hope to create deep, everlasting changes in people's futures. Ms. Bond and Ms. McGinnis do this over and over again. When asked, Ms. Bond's colleagues say, watching Kelsey grow from a student teacher to a school leader has been one of the greatest honors. Her growth mindset is admirable and an example to all. Her ability to build relationships with her students and still hold them to high expectations is impeccable. She is confident, passionate, and a dedicated educator that goes above and beyond for her students, her team, and our school. She inspires those around her to be and give the best simply because she does. Thank you, Ms. Bond. When asked, Ms. McGinnis' colleagues say, Jody is an exceptional first grade teacher. She loves her students fiercely and knows them like no other. The best part of being in her classroom is seeing the intentional, personal relationships that she has with each one of them. Her kids show so much growth each year, and it is truly because Ms. McGinnis makes them believe that they can do anything. She is hardworking, prepared, organized, loyal, compassionate, and most days a prankster. She prioritizes her family while giving her best to her students and coworkers. Thank you, Ms. McGinnis. Mr. Jacobs, our EA of the Year, was unable to attend, but we thank you, Ms. Bond, Ms. McGinnis, and Mr. Jacobs for making our students and faculty feel seen and heard daily. Thank you for being a constant source of inspiration and strength. You are a representation of the outstanding work and development of our faculty at Scales, who all share the commitment to building strong, positive conditions for learning. You are both true superstars, and I'm so proud of you.
Thank you all for joining us tonight. I say there is nothing that makes me happier than hearing principals talk about how great their teachers are. So congratulations, Teachers of the Year. Before we end, we want to recognize two very important individuals who not only are Teachers of the Year for their school, but were selected as our district level Teachers of the Year, who will go on to compete for State Teacher of the Year. And so we're so proud that they will represent us in that. And that's from Case and Lane Messina Mosin. And from John Pitter and Ms. Thank you so much. Thank you again for joining us tonight. Thank you for helping us celebrate these wonderful individuals, and have a fantastic night. Thank you very much.
What does Teacher of the Year mean to the district?
You know, I think Teacher of the Year is such an important award because it really recognizes the hard work that our educators do every day. And I think what makes it so special is that it's voted on by other teachers. So it's their colleagues saying, we see the great work you're doing for kids, we see what you're adding to our school, and we're so thankful that you're part of our school.
And how are they chosen? You said it was voted on by the teachers.
That's right.
How are the district winners chosen?
So the district winners are chosen by a committee made up of a principal, the previous Teachers of the Year for the district, and other district staff. They have to submit applications and their resumes, and then they're chosen from that to go on to represent MCS again at the state level.
And how do you think tonight went?
Oh, tonight was a great night. It's never a bad time when you get a bunch of educators in the room to celebrate the hard work that's being done for the kids of this city, and it was just a fantastic time.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.